Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are reacting to a new release brought to us by Jansen, and the song is called Bring Me the Silence. Thank you very much to Randy for bringing this to my attention. I really appreciate it because I love Floor's voice and I missed her voice, and I can't wait to dive into this. We'll dissect the lyrics together. We will talk about instrumentation together, which by the way is always my favorite part of reactions. I can't wait to dive in. We'll watch this once together. I will pause twice to give you my thoughts and commentary. And I can't wait. I really can't wait. So thank you very much for being here. Do not forget that anything you see here is not a substitution for her original content. So you make sure to check out her official YouTube page. Click on all the links. It's the best free way to support her, guys. Let's go ahead and dive in. Thank you again for being here. Welcome back to Abigail Reacts.
View discretion is advised. Levels of hype, chaos, and good vibes may exceed normal limits. Thank you for your cooperation, and enjoy the show.
We going straight in.
Friendly reminder, everybody, I do all of my reactions completely blind and in one single take. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. Here we go.
Everything's mind bending. From the cry, I hear my name.
Woo!
From another life, screaming time and time again. I am craving clearance. Bring me silence.
Whoa. Okay, hold on one moment. Un momento, por favor, before we go on to the second verse here. I knew from the moment the song started and that she opened her mouth that this was going to be epic. I'm so excited, guys. Let's go ahead and dive into these lyrics. I have all the lyrics pulled out in front of me, but I'm not going to read every single line. That would be too time consuming. So I'm going to pick and choose 2 lines maybe from each part, try my best to interpret as we go, all right? The intro, Bring Me Silence. She starts with, in my opinion, the answer before we even know what the problem is. She desperately wants everything just to stop for just a minute. Give her un momento, por favor, because she needs a little bit of silence. She repeats that a couple times too, which feels less like wanting maybe literal quiet and more like wanting her brain just to shut off just for a second with no noise, no thoughts, nothing piling up, no outside demands. Verse 1 comes in, an entangled ball of threads. What a visual. Everything's, excuse me, mind bending. To me, she's describing what it feels like when your thoughts become so tangled up that you can't figure out where anything starts or ends anymore. Everything feels a bit overwhelming and maybe confusing at the same time. Big problems and maybe small problems, they're all getting mixed together until she can't properly sort through any of it. It's a feeling of having so much going on in your head that even trying to organize your thoughts can become exhausting. The chorus comes in, from the gray, I hear my name. I am craving clearance. Okay, right. So now it sounds like she's almost mentally fogged over. Like she can't she can still hear something is trying to reach her through all that noise, maybe a memory, maybe a part of herself. I don't know exactly what yet, but what she really wants is just clarity. Clearance here feels like wanting space inside her own head. She wants all of that metal clutter out of the way so that she can finally just sit down and think and breathe normally again. I think that's why Bring Me Silence feels so desperate rather than peaceful. And that's where we left off lyrically because we just dove into verse 2. Gonna take just a quick moment here to talk about the instrumentation. Um, this song really starts off with a punch, and I can't wait to rewatch myself watch this because I'm pretty sure I smiled really, really big from ear to ear. I love how much heavier this feels. While her voice is still like the shining light, it's still the main attraction, so to speak. Loved the guitars. They have this kind of dark churning sound. The drums definitely give it that modern metal pulse without making the opening feel, I guess, completely full force. It was a good happy medium. There's also a lot, not a lot. There's also some processed electronic textures going on, tucked around the guitars here and there. Kind of adds to that restless feeling. Now that I have interpreted the lyrics just a little bit, I love it. I love how her voice is always the main attraction. Maybe it's me, maybe I don't know. You guys tell me, but it's just so well controlled and clear. And I hear her vulnerability as she's singing the verses, and then like that strength comes out during the chorus. I love it, And then when she says, "Bring me silence," that melody just opens up. And you start hearing everything, more layers around her voice, which to me makes, again, that specific phrase sound so much more huge. I love this so far. We need to go back, though. I always go back 5 seconds, as I always try to do in my reactions, just to make sure we don't miss anything. Let's hear a little bit more. Let's keep going.
Of my own creation, chaos reigns, I'm bowing down. Madness freezing my mind. Just a glitch, I'm back again. Want the habit I just said. In which language, in which phrase? All my senses heightened. As the panic builds inside.
I hear the panic.
Turning round and round.
That layered vocal under her.
Hear my name, echoes
Octave layering.
screaming time and time again. I am craving clearance. Bring me silence.
Whoa!
Bring me silence.
Guitar solo!
From the grave, I hear my name.
Awesome.
From the
Let me go ahead and stop it there for my second pause. My goodness, this is just going by too fast. So I'm definitely going to go back a little bit more than I usually do. Let's go through the rest of these lyrics here. We went through the solo, and then the only thing we haven't heard is the final chorus, which have similar lyrics. So let's go through the rest of these lyrics here. Verse 2 is where we left off on. I can't grasp what is real. Whoa, chaos reigns. I'm bowing down. Are you kidding me? She's so overwhelmed that she's starting to question what is actually happening versus what her mind is creating. How interesting is that? Whoa, these lyrics are crazy. The chaos is starting to win, is the gist I'm getting here. Instead of feeling like she's in control of her thoughts seem to be controlling her at this point. And right here, where I'm reading madness freezing my mind, makes it sound like she's, again, getting mentally stuck, almost unable to process anything because there's just simply too much happening at once. Pre chorus comes in. What the hell did I just say? as the panic builds inside. So this is where it turns into just full on panic. She momentarily loses track of what she just said. What did I just say? And even questions what language or words came out. That feels like her brain is short circuiting under pressure or something. And then all of her senses become heightened. She starts going around and around and around mentally. It's basically this horrible loop where you realize you're panicking. Then noticing that you're panicking even makes you panic more. It's so well written, these lyrics. This is so interesting. The chorus comes in, echoes from from a what? Echoes from a memory, bring me silence. So coming back to the chorus now, it does feel heavier because we know exactly what she's trying to escape. She's not asking for silence because she wants to be alone or disconnected. She wants silence because everything inside her has just become too loud. Shh, shh is what she's doing. The repeated plea that I'm reading here, it just sounds, it gives off like, please just give me un momento, where my mind isn't fighting me for once. And then that sick guitar solo came in. It was short and sweet. The final chorus, which we haven't heard just yet, but I'm going to go through it because there's only a little bit of lyrics left and I want to focus on the visuals instead of, keeping my eyes glued on these lyrics. Final chorus says, I am craving silence. Bring me silence. Oh, interesting. Because earlier she said she's craving clearance. Huh. Huh. But now she directly says silence this time. So at this point, she doesn't need answers. She doesn't need to understand every thought. She just wants everything to stop long enough for her to feel like herself again. And that is incredibly interesting to me. Oh, I went over my time. Instrumentation on this part. Geez, I was really glued to those lyrics and my memory is failing me. So what I'm going to do instead, because I don't want to go ramble too much longer, we will save the instrumentation for the end, okay? Because that was my last and final pause. I'm going to go back some though, like here. Oh, maybe I'll go back to the before the solo. Yeah. We'll go ahead and play it out until the end. I'll actually pay attention to the instrumentation now, focus on that because I don't have to keep my eyes glued on the lyrics. I'll give you a final interpretation of what I think the song is as a whole at the end, and we'll go ahead and talk about it. But let's just go ahead and play it out until the end. Oh, I thought it went back far enough. Oh, I caught the end of it. Sorry, guys. Woo, her range. She's covering her ears. Love it. I love the note bends on the guitars. The string bends. Oh, wow. Woo! Chill factor, baby.
Chill factor acquired.
Piano. Piano. Oh, what a beautiful way to end it. And the chills linger and linger and linger. That was amazing. I love Floor. I love her voice. I love how towards the end there, I really started to hear some vocal layering going on. It pretty much became part of the outro and the climax of the song. Her main voice came out with these additional vocals around it, surrounding it, really. While the guitars kept heavy and the background, loved the way that they were bending the strings on those guitars. Absolutely love those types of riffs, man. It creates this feeling of kind of everything kind of crowding in around her, and then the song keeps coming back to that simple request for silence. I love how she always, not always, but occasionally, was doing this gesture to cover her ears, man. The arrangement as a whole just relies heavily on tension and release rather than throwing in a completely unrelated instrumental showcase. It was just so fitting for this song. There isn't any complaints on my end. You know what? If I had to be picky, that guitar solo was sick. Maybe I just wanted it a little bit longer. It was a little quick, but it was so short and sweet and it excited me, and I'm greedy and I want all the things. So if I had to be picky about something, give me a guitar solo twice the length. But other than that, man, I absolutely loved everything. Loved the heavy guitars, the drums, the bass, the layered vocals, this constant contrast between chaos and then wanting everything to be quiet and silence. Loved the overall feeling of the song. Loved Floor's performance. I think the visuals is what I slacked on the most when it comes to the three things that I love to do in reactions, which is dissect the lyricism, listen to the instrumentation, and then watch the visuals. It's a lot to take in one watch and one go, so I'll definitely watch this a few times. But I thought she looked beautiful. And the only thing I needed was a windmill. Does she do a windmill with her hair? It's too much fun, man. She's so talented. Thank you once again to Randy for letting me know about this song. My favorite part, gosh, I loved that piano at the end. If I recall, isn't that how the song started as well? I have to listen to it again. It went by so fast for me, but if it did, then I love that it ends how it starts because it ties the whole thing together. So perfect. So good. I absolutely enjoyed this one. Thank you so very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this reaction, please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Patreon link as well as the Discord link in the description below. And I will see you next time. Bye.